because Anita is standing by with Antony, and you're going to translate for us.
All right,
off you go.
let's listen in. What language is this in?
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Of course, it's going to be Spanish, isn't it?
Antony, no pudo ser el sueño para
Anita
los béticos.
asks,
Puedes poner en palabras.
it wasn't the dream tonight completed. Can you say and give me a couple of words of how do you feel and how the team feels? Right now it's very difficult to say any words. We knew of the importance of the game, this final. But we lost. It's difficult to speak right now because we all wanted to win. Congrats to Chelsea for the title. What's important is the family we have. We're together, we're united in this difficult moment. I need to ask about the advantage that they had going into the half. What's the key into the second half? What was the key to not getting to your goal at the end? Concentration. That was our downfall. A good first half, but in the second half we didn't have the ball. We need to know that it's a game of 90 minutes. And we weren't concentrated the entire game. Sometimes that's what's happened in football. In respects to you and your future, we all know that the Betis fans want you at this team. Could you give us any insight on what's coming for you this summer? I don't know what's happening in the future. Only God knows. My work is what I'm doing, that it's playing, I'm doing it well. I have a lot of affection for Betis, for everyone. But I have a contract, I don't know what's going to happen. I have a contract with United. Only they'll know what's happening. Now I got to go to the national team and then vacation, and then we'll see what happened in the future. Would you like to stay with Betis, Anita asks? I'm very happy here, everyone knows that. I went to sleep and I woke up happy, but like I said, I have a contract, but yes, I'm happy, and I don't know what's going to happen.
So let's just tie a bow on this Conference League final, get the final thoughts. Nico, what do you think this means for Chelsea in terms of their history? How much of a building block is this for the next couple of seasons under Enzo Maresca?
I think it means more for the Enzo Maresca project than anything really in the grand history of Chelsea. Maybe for the new ownership, it's their first title. So since the takeover, it's a good forward step. It's progress from what we saw, because you didn't know how many chefs were in the kitchen calling the shots in the ownership of Chelsea. They hired their manager, fired their manager. Now they're back on track, and now it's Champions League. And I think we got to judge the progress until next season to see how they do in Champions League at the very creme de la creme level of European football.
Charlie, how do you think they'll get on in the Champions League next season? Is your gut feeling that they might get through that league phase, or would that be a struggle?
I think it'll be a struggle unless they make some improvements. This is a team that has shown that they have quality in the Conference League, and in the Premier League it's been up and down. We're talking about Champions League now, and that's another step forward. I think they could look at what Aston Villa were able to do this season. I think they were fantastic in Champions League. The form was great, but it could come at a cost. So it's trying to balance all the competitions that Chelsea's going to be in next season. I think it's going to be difficult if they don't make some additions to the squad.
Nice. We spoke pre-match about the fact that Maresca's never afraid to say how he feels. You know, we mentioned the comments he made to the English press and how that would be viewed back home in England. Do you think this is him ultimately telling the story on the pitch and letting his players do the talking?
I think, for me, the English media and fans would be expecting him to win this. So for them, it's not going to change much. It's next season. Next season's when he's really going to be under pressure again, because this is what comes with being Chelsea manager. So people are going to be intrigued to see how he does next year. OK, let's get pitch side and back to Anita Jones, who's standing by for us. And it is Cole Palmer who is getting the earphones in, ready to speak to us. Anita, we'll hand it over you with the star man from Chelsea.
Thank you, Adam. Yes, I am here with the player of the match, Cole. Interesting way to carry your trophy there.
Got no pocket, so put it there.
Congratulations, you were key in the comeback today. What does it mean to get this first trophy with Chelsea under Enzo Maresca in his first year with the club?
Yes, it's big for the fans, it's big for us, so we're going in the right direction.
In terms of you know they talk about big players showing up in big moments. I wanted to read to you some of the stats in some big games that you've been in. You think of Manchester City, you're in the Super Cup final, Community Shield, you got on the score sheet then, England in the Euros final on the score sheet, and then today 2 assists. How much do you enjoy being in those big moments and performing when it really matters?
Yeah, I feel like I love finals, you know, like all the finals I played in, I feel like I've contributed. So yeah, I just like the occasion, like for the fans and that, and for myself, obviously my family and that are here, so I'll just try and do something.
In terms of what it means to the fans, I know it's not the competition that Chelsea fans would have liked to have seen you in Europe, but you're going to be in the Champions League next season. What do you think we can expect from this side?
You know, this competition is a good step for us. You know, we're playing in this because last season we deserved to play in this, like the manager said. Now we're in the Champions League and it's about kicking on again.
I can see you're taking in the moment here, but there's some guys in the studio who want to chat to you. So Nigeria, Coca's there. Nigel, you going to come in?
Yeah, Cole, just wanted to say congratulations. And at half-time, what did the manager say for you guys to really put on a second-half performance like you did?
He didn't really say much, to be fair. He just said we're losing too many second balls. We need to start playing like we're in a final. And I think we woke up and, yeah, we're showing up second half.
So can you tell me about your progress as a player? Because it seems like you're starting to get unlocked in the attacking third, but you can also drop back and try and facilitate. Where did you feel most comfortable in this match? And did you feel an adjustment from Real Betis in this game?
Yeah, in the second half, I just tried to find spaces and where I could be more dangerous, and I felt we were playing too safe at times. So when I got the ball for the first assist, I thought, I'm not going back again, I'm going. So, yeah.
Cole, you seem very subdued. You know, after the top 4 finish at the weekend, you were calm, collected, not celebrating too much. You understand that the Conference League might not be the trophy that all Chelsea fans want. What is the ceiling of this team for next season and the seasons to come?
I think we've got a lot of potential, you know. We've got a great squad, great manager, and obviously we're a young team, but you know, we're showing like on Sunday we can win at tough places, we can come from behind in the final, so yeah, I think we're going in the right direction.
Cole, how are you going to celebrate tonight, mate?
No comment.
Brilliant.
There'll be a few more smiles at least from you. I'm glad you get a smile from you at the end there. Thank you, Nige. Congratulations. See you. Well, there you have it from Cole Palmer there, the player of the match for Chelsea.
Yeah, we'll let Cole Palmer get back to the party. Anita, thanks for your work this evening. Great stuff. I mean, you never get too much, really, do you, from Cole Palmer in interviews? But what you see on the pitch is also what you get off it. I mean, he's just that kind of cool, calm and collected. Yeah. You can see why he's able to deal with those pressurised situations. When the question marks are on him, been pretty quiet in the first half, he delivers in the second half. That's just the way he gets it done.
The manager didn't say anything to them. Just get on the ball, figure it out. And I think he plays with that nonchalance. I don't know, it's strange. A player of that type of quality, it usually gives you a little bit more, right? Like, he's vigorous, but he's like the most...
Emotion just in check.
Neutral,
you know?
right? Just like, yeah, I know, we got it done.
I think it's credit to him, though. It's like what Charlie said. I think he's come from such an environment of intensity and winning at Manchester City, and he knows what he's capable of and what he wants to achieve. And like you said, the reality of it is, yes, he's done it, but I think for him, I look at it like he expects it. This is what we should have been doing anyway.
Right.
And now it's onwards and nextwards. So he's staying calm and calculated and collected about it, but it's what he expects it.
I guarantee you, it's so
you...
cliche for a player to say, don't get too high, don't get too low. That he's living it. That's what he's showing. You know, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
If he wins the World Cup, they're gonna be like, hey, Cole, how do you feel? No, great. You know, we did what we needed to do. I think he's that type of person.
Sometimes it's like you got to check his pulse. Let's get back to Anita, who's pitch side. Anita, just before we came to you there when you were speaking to Cole Palmer, we saw Todd Boehly, the Chelsea owner, getting stuck in with the celebrations. He's in there with the players and the family as well. How do you think he's feeling? Because we talk about the process for Chelsea now that it's no longer the Abramovich era. This is a big deal winning a trophy, isn't it?
definitely. It's the first trophy in the American era at the club. He's got a while to go, a while to go. I mean, if you think of what Abramovich did at the club, they were serial successes, winning in Europe, winning in the Premier League. But it's a good start and a foundation, I'd say, because I heard Nigel Charlie speaking earlier about target positions that they'll need to think about in the summer. I think Enzo has got more of a strong argument now to convince the board to dip into the transfer market to strengthen that team, because of course they'll be playing in Champions League next season and it's going to be a much tougher opposition week in, week out in that tournament.
Anita, was that the hardest interview you've ever done pitch side?
No, I've actually interviewed him before, you know, and I've got to say you guys were very good. So you got some smiles out of him at the end there, so well done.
It's only because he didn't want to tell me what he was doing tonight.